Hey everyone, thank you so much for stopping by today. I have another project for the Not2Shabby shop, and I'm going to be working with this MFT Rectangle Extraordinaire set. This is a stencil and a mask set, and I wanted to use this stencil to create a panel using Distress Oxide ink for the front of my card. So I'm just going to tape that down using my purple tape and take some abandoned coral Distress Oxide ink and my picket fence blending brush, and I'm just going to blend this onto some Neenah 80-pound Solar White cardstock, and I will have this beautiful coral colored panel to work with. I'm just going to take my Tim Holtz trimmer and trim down just so that I have just a tiny little white border around that beautiful coral base. And now I'm taking the really sweet Darcie's Heart and Home Espresso Gratitude stamp set. I love this stamp set, it's so sweet, and I'm going to be creating one of the coffee images here for my card front. Now I thought that I might want that little sentiment too, so I thought I might as well stamp that out while I was stamping the coffee. I don't end up using this little sentiment here, but I did stamp it out with VersaFine ink, and I can certainly use that on another project. Now with some Memento Tuxedo black ink, I am stamping out the little coffee image there because I do want to Copic color this, and that is a Copic friendly ink. I do some really simple Copic coloring with some E colors. I think I used E31, E35, and E37 to color my coffee, and I'm also going to be using the Sugar Pea Designs postage stamp cover plate and the MFT Woodland Whimsy to create a patterned paper feature on my card as well. Now I'm going to just take a tiny little stenciling brush, and I'm going to just put some really light abandoned coral on the cheeks of my little coffee there. And now I'm taking the Honeybee Stamps Twinkle Twinkle background stencil. I'm going to stencil on some Nouveau Glimmer paste in Moonstone across this stencil. I'm just going to take my palette knife and run that across the stencil and create just some really pretty sparkly stars behind where my coffee is going to go on top of that oxide ink. And that actually does absorb some of the ink and take on some of that color, which is a really cool property of the Distress Oxide ink. But the stars are going to be, of course, really super shimmery and shiny on the background of my card. So I'm just going to clean up that stencil, get everything all cleaned up, and now I'm ready to create the rest of my project. Now I did give that shimmer glaze, or that glimmer glaze from Nouveau, a time to dry, and now I'm just taking some foam adhesive. I'm adding that to the back of my Distress Oxide panel, and I'm going to pop that up to give my card front some dimension. I'm going to just stick that down to that Woodland Whimsy pattern paper from MFT, which I of course have cut out from that Sugar Pea Designs cover plate, which is really cool because it does look like a postage stamp, and I think that's pretty neat. Now I have fussy cut out my coffee, and I'm going to add some embellishments, including some Nouveau shimmer pen, and I'm just going to go over just the coffee part of my cup with that shimmer pen. I did show adding a few details to the face of my little coffee here, but I end up covering that up with the tin pin that you can also get to coordinate with this stamp set. So it's whatever way you want. If you don't have the tin pins, you can add some details to your little face, or you can just simply take a glue dot and add that tin pin over top of the coffee. Now I'm going to add a few details like some Nouveau glaze and some I'm just also going to add some stickles to add a few little details here and there, just to add some shimmer and shine to my card. And now I'm just going to take a piece of 110-pound Neenah Solar White cardstock, which is a really nice heavy card base weight. I'm just going to score that at an A2 size, and now I will be able to add that front panel to my card base with my Kokio tape runner here. Just going to go ahead and get that adhered down, and I'll be able to add the sentiment to the front of my card. What I'm going to do is die cut a couple of other pieces from that Sugar Pea postage stamp set, and I've also used one of my scallop punches from my stash to create this little scallop area piece as a base underneath my little cup there, just to give a little shelf for my little cup to sit on. I like how that looks, nice and crisp and white. and I'll just stick that down, and then I'll go ahead and take that Sending Wishes sentiment, which once again, that is from that same postage stamps cover plate die set. I'm going to glue that down just with a little bit of liquid adhesive onto the front of my card. The sending is going to be above the cup and wishes below the cup, and that is going to finish off my card. I did use a couple of other little die cuts from the sugar pea die set to embellish my card. So I'm going to use a little heart and one of the little stars from that die set as well, just as little embellishment pieces. I'm just going to pop them up on a glue dot and stick them down to the front of my card. And then you can just add whatever sentiment you want to the inside of this card. Maybe it's a birthday card or whatever. The nice thing about Sending Wishes is it's pretty generic. Thank you so much for stopping by. I will leave a link to the Not2Shabby shop in the description box below. Make sure you check it out. Jamie always has daily sales. She always has a clearance section. She always has the newest and greatest and best products in the stamping industry. Make sure you check her out. I love her shop, and I had so much fun making this card. Guys, have an amazing day. Stay healthy, stay safe, and I'll be thinking about you, especially during uncertain times like these. Take care, everyone, and I hope to see you back here on my channel another time. Bye-bye.